In unity, the division between man and God disappears. Man comes into unity with the Source. But you can't be in unity without first becoming conscious of your own existence. To know God, you must know yourself. The heart and mind need to work together to give us a glimpse of truth. Both ends of the stick have to be present in your consciousness, you as a part, and existence as the whole. You have to be connected to the whole to understand the part. You can't explain what your finger is unless you know what the body is. To enter into the reality of yourself, you first have to be real. In order to understand, you first need understanding. The meaning and purpose of existence are given. You receive them. Through receptivity, you can receive the truth of your own existence. There are 3 different states. There is the passive state. All of us live in it. In the passive state, we don't think. We react. We rely on the ready-made concepts in our mind. In the passive state, we don't know who we are, why we are here, or what our purpose is. The passive state belongs to the horizontal line of life, to mechanical consciousness. It's in the dimension of time, of past and future. In it, we are always subject to the pressure of time. That's why we are never happy with where we are and what we are. We always want to be somewhere else, doing something else. The second is the active state. It begins when our mind and body work together as a unit. The aim is to be in the receptive state. Everything we really want is receivable, not achievable. The truth is receivable. Understanding is receivable. Reality is receivable. We have to bring ourselves to the receptive state in order to enter into the meaning and purpose of life. From the passive state, you can't come to the receptive state. From the active state, you can. All our suffering is a product of the passive state. Fortunately, it's not so difficult to come to the active state. Ask your mind to stay with the process of breathing, of inhaling and exhaling, and stay with it for a while. This brings you to the active state. We always try to be like someone else. Why not be yourself? Why not drop your imagination and come to the fact that you are? You exist. You cannot be anything but real. When you are unified in yourself, you recognize the unity of all things. Know yourself. That's the answer to everything you really wish. When body and mind are together, you begin to have a relationship to yourself. You yourself are always present, moment after moment. You cannot find yourself a minute ago. You can't find yourself a minute from now, only in this very moment. The relationship with yourself means your relationship to being present. Without this relationship, we don't really have a relationship with anything. We relate to the outer layer of people and phenomena, to the story about them, but not to their actuality. There are 2 things you can be referring to when you say I. One is that I that only sees the surface, shape, color, form, and texture. It relates only to time-space events and your interpretation of them. The other I looks, and instead of interpreting, it takes an impression of something existing. But you have to exist in yourself in order to have this I. When you exist, you look at someone and see they are part of one existence. Because of that connection, you see them as they are, not as they think they are, or as the world thinks they are. You see them the way existence sees them, as one unseparated unit of life, belonging to the totality of everything that exists. You experience the presence of something higher than yourself, in yourself. If a drop of water in the ocean becomes conscious of its own existence as a drop, it can refer to itself as the ocean. If you ask that drop, "Who are you?" it doesn't say, "I am a drop." It says, "I am the ocean," because it exists. It's the same way with us. In the moment you exist, there is nothing separate. There is one whole unified existence, everything interrelated and interconnected. In that moment of unity, you know the meaning and purpose of your life on this earth. Then you can take a step in that direction. How can you benefit by the life energy you spend daily? When you get a paycheck, you need to plan how you're going to spend it. The more wisely you spend it, the less cause you have for regret. When you get up in the morning, you've been given a paycheck for the day. How are you going to spend your life energy today? What are the things you're going to think about? How much of your paycheck do you want to spend reacting to life? In truth, there's only one way to know what's beneficial for you, and it is very simple. Anything you do to come to the present is beneficial. That's what you need to know to be able to spend your paycheck wisely.